Welcome to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. I'm your host today, Brent Bowers, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a different episode than usual. I get a lot of questions from active Land Sharks community members, Rhino tribe members, guys in the TTP, and a lot of them will find success, and they'll get success using the land offer letter or what we call the blind offer when it comes to land. You make an offer on a piece of land. They'll get success, and then they will start doing texting, or they want to do neutral letters because they're easier and they want to ramp up the phone calls. And I always ask, how did you get your last deal? Or how did you get your last couple deals? And they'll say, well, it came from the blind offer, or I sent out a land offer letter or an LOL. And guys, if you want a copy of this land offer letter, this LOL, just go to thelandsharks.com/LOL as a land offer letter, and you can download a copy of that. But these work very, very well when you send out to landowners. You give them an offer on their land, they accept it, they sign it, and they send it back. But a lot of people will get results on something, then they'll stop doing what worked, which is absolutely crazy. Or they'll add another marketing channel. I can't tell you how many people that I personally coach that do this. And I want to tell you that business is absolutely repeatable. What that means, it's not serendipitous. It'll happen over and over. You find out what works, or you do what works, or you do what you're instructed to do and it works. You keep doing more and more and more of that, and eventually it gets really boring and you'll want to change it up. That's just human nature. We're going to want to do that, but I encourage you not to do it. I want you to double down on actually what is working. So if the blind offers are working, I ask rhinos, I ask land sharks community members all the time, why don't you just send more land offer letters or blind offers? And they say, well, it takes so much time. Cold calling seems easier, or texting seems easier. I can just hire someone to start cold calling for me. Well, couldn't you hire someone to follow the course and send more blind offers for you? Maybe double your ratio. Sophia, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing her information. She lives in California. She's doing absolutely incredible, but she did 3 land deals in just a matter of 3 months on blind offers. So we figured out that every 1,500 letters she sends, she gets 1 land deal that nets her about $15K. So send 1,500 letters, roughly, just call it $1 a letter, $1,500 to spend to make $15,000. Sophia, if you want to do an extra land deal this year, just send out an additional 1,500, or maybe you want to do 3 more land deals in the next 30 days. Well, then you need to take that 1,500 and divide it by 3. So 1,500, 3,000. So that's 4,500 letters, right? 4,500 letters a month to do 3 deals a month. And each one of these deals are netting her a minimum of $15K per deal. So it's just reverse engineering. So businesses are doing more of what works. Another question I got the other day from a brand new land shark was, hey, the course was so simple. Are you sure it's this easy? Your steps seem like this should be harder. And I was like, brother, trust the process. Trust me. I know you're just meeting me, but I promise you, I've done a lot of deals. I've shown him the deals, but most importantly, trust yourself to just take the action steps, do the simple action steps. And they're so simple, sometimes people just won't do them. The next sentence he asked me, how do you get the confidence to do it? After he said it was simple, it was almost like an incongruency for me there, but I get it. We all have gone through it. It's like maybe it just works for Brent, or maybe it only works for Lance or Sophia or Joe or Brent Daniels. Maybe it only works for them. Why do I deserve it? And let me tell you that you're absolutely made in God's image, and he wants huge, big things for you. He wants you to help people, to give more, to do more, to give back, to serve our families, to serve our communities, to serve our churches. And he wants you to do it, guys. And how do you get the confidence to do it? Is do the hard thing first in the beginning of the day. I have an Aura ring, and it tells me that I'm most active at 8 a.m. in the morning. So I need to be doing the hardest things at 8 a.m. in the morning. And usually that's when I do my cold plunge. That's when I do my weightlifting, because I have the most energy at that time. So one of the things I do, I like to jump into a cold plunge every day. I do it Monday through Friday, not every day, but it's just the hardest psychological thing to jump in that freezing cold water. Sometimes it's 39 degrees and it hurts. But once I get out, the rest of the day is super easy and all downhill. Little things like that. And then also, I like to track my wins. I'm always want to be stacking up my wins. So every day, I take a couple minutes to, a lot of people call it journaling. I'm not big into journaling because I've just never been that good at it. But one thing that I finally found that I could stick to, and I've been sticking to it for about 6 months, and let me just tell you, is every morning I write 5 wins I saw yesterday. So my reticular activator is looking for for wins constantly. I'm not looking for the negative things that happen. I'm looking for the good things that happen. 5 wins I saw yesterday, 5 wins I want to see happen today, and 5 things I'm grateful for today. So I'm gonna just share a win from yesterday. I was jumping on the trampoline with my wife and my 3 kids. We played this game called popcorn, and my wife and my 3 kids, they were all like kernels of popcorn, and it was my job to pop them. And I wasn't jumping too high, but just looking at the laughter and hearing the laughter and seeing the smiles on all 4 of their faces was my biggest win yesterday. It just lit my heart. It was an incredible time. And I tell you, right before that, all 3 kids were fighting. We were aggravated at like the kids, and like literally 5 minutes prior, like they were fighting and I was kind of aggravated. So that was my major win for yesterday. And what was I grateful for this morning? I was grateful that, like, because I get up early in the morning, I just take a quick little walk to wake up. And I was grateful for my neighborhood and the neighbors that have the really cool Christmas lights. So I was just grateful for my neighborhood this morning. And the win I wanted to see today, I wanted to see a land shark get their first deal. I wanted to see a letter get answered. And sure enough, when I put these wins down that I want to see, I kid you not, 3 out of 5 usually happen that day or within 24 hours. It's the strangest thing. It's almost like I got a direct communication with God. So that's some of the things that I do to keep the confidence to keep doing this business when it's hard, because it's not always easy. There's been some tough times. There's been some uncertainty. Sometimes I don't want to spend the money on these letters or the marketing or the pay-per-click. Guys, pay-per-click is absolutely exploding right now for my business and some other land sharks. If you want to learn more about the pay-per-click for land, you can replicate and just basically copy my website. Go to www.talktopeople.com/land and work with our experts. They are just kicking butt with the pay-per-click. And the cool thing is you can just hit the button and have it created for you. You don't have to go through the whole building process. You can copy exactly what they've done for me. And let me tell you, I'm definitely not the expert on it. I did not set it up. I had it set up by an expert, and you can tap right into that if you go to www.talktopeople.com. But those are the things I wanted to talk about today on this podcast. It's going to be super short. I wanted to answer one more question, and I'm technically not going to answer this question. I'm going to kind of give you 2 comparisons. A lot of people ask me when they're starting their business, and I'm the last person to ask because I'm definitely not an attorney, obviously, should I set up an LLC before I do my first land deal? And I give them 2 scenarios because I'm not an attorney. I can't answer that. But I tell them about Broke Bill and Wealthy Wilbur. So Broke Bill, he has 30 days until he runs out of money, but he needs to do a land deal. He just invested in a course. He's got a little bit of money from marketing, not much. He's got an American Express that's got some available credit on it, and he's going to use that for marketing. And his house is not paid for. His car is not paid for. He doesn't really have much money in the bank. His retirement's like going to get him maybe 3 days in a 55 and older community. So Broke Bill should probably just focus on spending money on marketing to get in front of landowners. If I was that guy, personally, I wouldn't get an LLC. I would focus on income producing activities only. And if I was going to spend money, it would be on finding a land deal that I can assign my contract to a buyer. And hey, find the buyer where they're buying first and then go and fill that order for them. Just reverse engineer the process. So I wouldn't recommend Broke Bill spend any money unless he's spending it on his cell phone or for marketing letters to send out land offer letters, maybe 50 a week. And then he's going to have to do some free methods to find land deals in the meantime. Then there's Wealthy Wilbur. Wealthy Wilbur, his house is almost paid for. He's got some savings. He might own a rental free and clear. He might own his vehicles, got a 401k or IRA. He's got some substantial money in it. That guy should really get an LLC. Definitely should probably go ahead and set up an LLC right away before doing a land deal. And if you need help with that, we've got some great services that they can kind of point you in the right direction. We've had people that are outside the United States, quite a few people outside the United States buying land, the Land Sharks method, but they're buying it in the United States. So this company's helped them set up their LLCs and their bank accounts and all that so they can do business outside the United States. But even if you're in the United States, you want to protect your assets, and that's really what the LLC is for. If you don't really have assets, I don't know if you should spend money on something that won't make you money. It's just going to protect your money. So if you don't have a ton of money and you need to do a deal fast, let's focus on income producing activities. What are the income producing activities? It's reaching out to landowners and reaching out to land buyers and connecting the two and making some great assignment fees. That's why we call this Wholesaling Inc. We've taught more people how to wholesale than I think any other platform out there. Guys, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'd love to talk to you more about this. If I can answer any questions, help you with your real estate journey. I believe land is the fastest, easiest, cheapest, most affordable way to get started in real estate and build yourself an absolute fortune to where you don't have to work for the rest of your life. Head on over to wholesalinginc.com/land and schedule that call, and I'll call you right away as soon as possible, that is, and kind of see what you're looking to do, and maybe I can help you, point you in the right direction, give you some free resources. We are taking on some new land sharks. We've got a really small community, and it's part of the Wholesaling Inc. and Rhino Nation. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.